How can you get someone to like you instantly? Maybe you have a social gathering or an event or a party coming up where you want to make a great impression on people. Maybe you're in sales where your income completely depends on whether that customer knows you, likes you, and trusts you. Or maybe you just want to be able to go to a networking event and meet some new people who can help you improve your skills and maybe even further your business. Imagine a world where you're not able to build rapport with other people. Imagine a world where it's difficult to get people to like you. It's not a great feeling. And today we're gonna talk about 2 specific ways to get someone to like you instantly. Let's get right to it. I'm Brandon Eastman with BeBetterIndustries.com, and if you're new to this YouTube channel, we talk about peak performance, mindset, and achievement. Achievement towards your goals and achievement towards who you want to become. So if you're into those things, go ahead, hit the subscribe button here and hit the bell. That way you're notified of all new videos that we release every single Monday. And while you're here, go ahead, hit this like button here. That way this video is shown to more people who need help getting people to like them instantly. What is the first step to getting someone to like you instantly? Is it your eye contact? Is it the words that you're using in the conversation? Is it you talking about you or you talking about them? It's none of those things. The very first thing we need to do whenever we're looking to build a relationship or establish rapport with somebody else is create an amazing first impression. The first impression is everything. Let me ask you this. When you were going into your new school year, and the new teacher walked into the classroom, and they walked in and their head was down and their shoulders were down and they didn't just seem too excited to be there, or they walked in and they laid down the law. They told you exactly what this year is going to be about. They talked about the curriculum. They talked about their standards and expectations. Or maybe you had the happy-go-lucky teacher walk in the room. They're wearing their nice floral shirt. I did not plan this, by the way, but they're wearing their nice floral shirt and they walk in with a big smile and they just have that walk of ease and that walk of comfort, and they just have that feeling and that vibration that they give off of safeness and comfort and certainty. And they walked in the room and you could just feel the energy coming off of this person. You felt the energy from the angry teacher and the sad teacher too, but it wasn't an energy that you connected with. How did you feel about that cool teacher? The one that walked in all calm, cool, and collected with a nice shirt, they had a smile on, and they said, "Hey, welcome to the new year. I'm your teacher. We're gonna have an amazing time. These are the standards. This is what I expect of you, and I'll tell you what, I'm gonna do whatever I can to make this the best school year possible for you." How do you feel about that person? You felt safe. You felt, oh wow, I kind of like this guy, or I kind of like this girl. There's something about them I resonate with. It's because that teacher set an amazing first impression. So how quickly does someone make a first impression, by the way? Is it 1 minute? 3 minutes? 10 seconds? Check this out. Somebody makes a first impression of you within 1/4 of a second. That's it. 1/4 of a second. And someone decides in that 1/4 second whether they like you or not, whether you're worth their time, whether they want to have a conversation with you or not. So what is that first impression gauged off of? We already talked about a few things. It's based on your body language. Where are your shoulders? How are you walking? How are you breathing? Do you have a smile on your face? What kinds of clothes are you wearing? If it's a suit and tie event, are you wearing a suit or are you wearing khakis? Okay, it makes a big difference. You want to fit into the environment that you're in first and foremost, because that's only gonna help you set a great first impression, okay? Because the objective with the first impression is to cause the other person to feel safe with you. You wanna make them feel safe, and you want to make them feel certain that they're making the right decision having a conversation with you. So how can you make a great first impression? A few things you can do immediately is you wanna be comfortable in your own skin. You want to be certain. You want to be confident. And so how do you be those things? Well, I'm going to link you up to the top right here. Go check out my video on how to be confident in any situation. It will help you with your first impressions. But something you can do right now is be in the present moment. When you're in an event or when you're at a networking party or whenever you're meeting anybody new, you want to be in the present moment. Because if you're thinking in your mind of how the situation's going to turn out, our minds generally gravitate towards what's going to happen in a negative way, which doesn't necessarily help us when we're talking to other people and meeting new people, especially if we're trying to get people to like us instantly. So be in the present moment. Be certain with yourself. Be confident. You dress the part, you look the part. Remember, people make that first impression based off of your hair. They make it based off of your facial hair. Is it too long? Is it patchy? All right? People make these first impressions subconsciously. They don't even realize they're doing it. And based on that first impression, they know whether you're worth their time or not. So set a great first impression. Okay, so you set a great first impression. You walked up to the other person with certainty. You had your shoulders back. You had a smile on your face. You made eye contact with the other person. And you said, "Hey, I'm Brandon. What's your name? What happens next?" Well, check this out. My dad has always been incredible at meeting new people and causing people to like him. And ever since I was a young kid, I always observed this. But only as I got older did I ask myself the question, what is it about my dad that just causes people to like him? Anything that we do, such as snowmobiling or going out on the dirt bikes or anything, my dad is always the leader of the group. It was never established that my dad would be the leader. People just started to follow him. He would always lead the pack. Wherever he goes, other people go. And he's not the oldest in the group. There's people in their 70s and their 60s riding. My dad's in his 50s, and he also leads the young guns in the group, the 30-year-olds and the 40-year-olds. So it's not age, it's not experience. And as I began to study my father, I realized he did one thing in particular that caused people to like him. My dad talks to other people about them. I'm gonna say that again. My dad talks to other people about them. Not about him. He doesn't talk about what he had for lunch. He doesn't talk about what his profession is. He doesn't talk about what he wants. He does do that, but only after he talks about the most important person first, which is the other person that you're talking to. And you might be asking yourself, "Brandon, why do you say they're the most important person?" Because in order for people to like you, you have to make them feel safe, comfortable, and mostly important. You've got to make people feel good about them. So you might be asking, "Brandon, what do I talk to other people about?" Well, after you make that first impression with them, talk to them about them. And if you don't know anything about them, if you don't know how their kids are doing, their family, then ask them questions. If this is a total stranger that you're approaching, ask them questions that will get them to talk about themselves. Now, I will say, there's a lot of people in the world who only like to talk about themselves. How do you feel when somebody approaches you and they are the whole topic of the conversation and you're just nodding your head and you're thinking in your mind, "Oh, I hope this person walks away soon. How can I get away from this person? Maybe I can go get a drink and leave them behind and they won't notice." Or you start to turn your body as you talk to them and you're like, "Yeah, no, I hear you, I get you." And you start to slowly walk away because you're disinterested. So why are you disinterested? It's because that person is only talking about themselves. It's because it's a selfish way of communication. If you want people to like you, you have to talk about who that person wants to talk about, which is themselves. And this is why when you get multiple leaders in a room, people who are great leaders in their family, in their profession, in their community, the leaders they always constantly try to talk about the other person. They might answer a question and then they might be like, "But tell me about you though. What have you been up to? What's new in your life? Tell me about the family. How's Martha doing? Or the kids or whatever." They're always trying to turn the conversation back to the other person. But if you want to build rapport and get people to like you, you have to be interested in the other person. This applies to friendships, it applies to marriages, it applies to meeting strangers, it applies to networking, it applies to everything. Make a great first impression, and then be totally and utterly obsessed with talking about the other person. Because if you meet somebody, even if it's only a 2-minute engagement, and you make a great first impression. Start asking the other person questions about them. So, what is it that you do for a living? What are you passionate about? Hey, I saw you over here smiling and all happy and go lucky. How are you like that? How are you able to be so positive? That will get people to talk. And even if you only ask them a few questions about themselves during this time, even if they know nothing about you, they're going to leave your presence and they're going to say to themselves, wow, he was a cool guy. I'm really happy I met Brandon. He really seems to understand me. It really seems like he listens. It seems like he cares. The most important skill that we could develop as a human being is influence. How can we influence other people to do what we want them to do that is also good for them? And when it comes to influence, the number one skill under influence is listening. You have to listen to what the other person tells you. And based on what they tell you, you give them feedback on the answer they give you. So if somebody says, my passion is fishing, don't just say, okay, great. So what do you do for fun? All right, say fishing. That's interesting. I don't know too much about it. What got you into fishing? Ask them a question, give them feedback based on their answer so they know that you heard them and that you listened to them. And then maybe ask them a follow-up question so that you can further understand their point of view. Your goal when it comes to getting other people to like you is to enter that person's world. Because once you're a part of their world, they feel safe and comfortable around you, which causes them to like you. Be in the present moment now. Set a great first impression. Be certain with yourself. Be confident in your own skin to approach the other person. And the second thing is talk to that person about them. Learn about them. Ask questions about them and their life. And I can guarantee you, as long as you give feedback to their answers and are actually listening and engaged with that individual, there is no doubt that that person will begin to like you. And when they like you, that gives you the ability to influence them. And remember, this isn't some kind of manipulation thing. Influence is a beautiful thing because influence allows you to help that person. Influence allows you to add value to that other person. Influence allows you to be heard and understood. And after you're so utterly obsessed about that person, they're going to be wondering about you. They're going to want to know about you. They're going to start saying, but hey, you know so much about me. Tell me a little bit about you. And after you leave their presence, they're going to be thinking about you. And if you're in business and people is your business, then it's important for you to understand and master these principles. And I hope they serve you. Click the first link in the description below to get a copy of my free ebook where I talk more about these things, as well as other strategies that will help you to obtain self-mastery in life. Again, be sure to subscribe to this channel if you found value and hit the bell so you see every new video every single Monday. And hit the like button here so this video gets shown to more people who could use this same advice. And until next time, continue to be better.